Hello and welcome to the Bad Movie Reviews channel, or as this episode goes, the Bar Movie Reviews, as Daniel will not be joining us. But chatting about the Golden Globes, which happened today, essentially, in my opinion, probably one of the most exciting Oscar races in quite some time, being that the fact that in kind of every department, there's about three or four possible winners at this point. Now, the Golden Globes obviously don't do really any of the technical aspect of film, but I guess we'll go straight into it and chat about the winners. Covering off Best Animated Film, it was nominated was In-U-O, which I haven't seen, but Puss in Boots: Last Wish, Turning Red, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, and then Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which was the winner. I don't really think at this stage that's kind of, I guess, up for debate. Highly deserved for that. Obviously, the stop motion aspect and everything like that, but he's kind of swept everything at this stage, which, yeah, I'd say he's kind of a lock for it. But this one's actually quite interesting. The best foreign film or non-English language film, as they call it. They had Triple R nominated, which me and Daniel actually did watch for the first time the other day. Thoroughly enjoyed it. All Quiet on the Western Front, which we've seen and reviewed. Close from Belgium, Decision to Leave, which it made my honourable mentions for the year. And Argentina 1985, which Argentina 1985 was actually the winner, which I guess kind of caught everyone by surprise because it's really kind of been between Decision to Leave and All Quiet on the Western Front in terms of, like, I guess on the film Twitter aspect, and very surprising. I think that I know a lot of people who have seen this film that really sort of fight for it, but I haven't actually managed to see that, so I can't really comment on if I think it deserved it or not. But super interesting in wing there. Kind of went against, I guess, the grade of what everyone was expecting. So I guess that's kind of exciting leading up to the Oscars, that you've kind of got three films there, possibly even four if RRR kind of makes it that way. But speaking of RRR, it did win Best Original Song for Natu Natu, which it was going up against Ciao Papa from Pinocchio, Carolina by Taylor Swift from Where the Crawdads Sing, Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga and Top Gun, and then Lift Me Up from Black Panther by Rihanna. Doesn't really surprise me, this one. I saw a video actually on Twitter like 2 days ago or a day ago at the one of the critics screening in LA, and it was in a packed cinema, and everyone was kind of dancing along to it. So there are a couple of very good songs there, but it just in terms of the enjoyment factor and all that doesn't exactly surprise me. So very deserving in my opinion. I thought the song was great. The best screenplay is an interesting one. It was Todd Field with Tar, Tony Kushner and Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. The Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Sarah Polley for Women Talking, and then the winner, which was Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. That's kind of been, I guess, the way it's been going. Banshees has won sort of a fair few awards, which I thought the script was great. But Everything Everywhere has won a few along the way. I think 3 or 4 coming to mind, and then Tar won, I think, the Gotham and LA Film Critics Association Award. And I haven't seen Tar, or me and Daniel haven't seen Tar. That I think is due out in a couple of weeks in Oz, so hard for me to comment on that. But as of the ones I've seen, which are Fabelman's Everything and Banshees, for me it's between Banshees and Everything, but it looks like Banshees is really kind of taking the lead there, which doesn't necessarily make me too upset at all. The next one, which is Best Supporting Actress, actually caught me by surprise. Nominated, we've got Kerry Mulligan in She Said, which I thought she was great. Dolly DeLeon in Triangle of Sadness, which we have reviewed. If you haven't watched that, go give it a watch. But she was probably the highlight, and I think we spoke about that. Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Thought she was great, in my opinion. Stephanie Sue is probably the better performance in that film. I don't know why they've kind of gone Jamie Lee, even though she's great. Carrie Condon for The Banshees. And the winner was actually Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which really did caught me by surprise. I was watching it live, and it's a super interesting race, this one, because she's won, I think, 2 awards, but Kerry Condon's kind of been the leader here with a fair few, and kind of is the favourite to still win, while Jamie Lee Curtis has kind of won a few. But there's kind of 3 people who could win that, so it's super interesting to see which way they will go come sort of Oscar time. But I thought Angela Bassett was great in Black Panther. I thought she was definitely the highlight when we did review it, which our review is up. I do think Dolly Dillon for Triangle of Sadness and Kerry Condon are probably performances that I personally prefer, but I don't necessarily hate this award. I thought she was probably the best part about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The best supporting actor is no surprise to anyone at this point. You've got nominated Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Gleeson for the Banshees, Brad Pitt for Babylon, Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse, and Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere, which he's kind of won everything at this point, so that's no surprise, and I think definitely deserving. I haven't seen Babylon that yet. We've got that next week, but I think that's kind of sewed up. If I can really kind of pin 2 wins at the Oscars, it'd be that and Avatar for probably visual effects, because all the sound and cinematography, and they could go to, Top Gun, Elvis even. They love their war films, so potentially even All Quiet. The best original score, no surprise there for me. Justin Hurwitz won for Babylon. He's 4 from 4, I think, which is ridiculous. But Alexander Desplat for Pinocchio, Hilda Guanadatur for Woman Talking. Sorry if I butchered that. John Williams for The Fabelmans, and then Carter Burwell for Banshees. All great scores. I haven't seen Babylon yet, but I have listened to the score, and I love Justin Hurwitz previously with La La Land, First Man, one of my possibly the most underrated score I've ever heard. So super happy for him. The best actress, musical or comedy, we've got. I think this was kind of, with the way obviously Golden Globes do it, splitting them into musical, comedy or drama. This wasn't a surprise. We've got Margot Robbie for Babylon, Anya Taylor-Joy for The Menu, Emma Thompson for Good Luck to You, Leah Grande, and Leslie Manville for Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I've seen all of them but the Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, but Michelle Yeoh won it for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which to me, absolutely no surprise with the fact that they've split that. It does make the Oscar race for Best Actress super interesting though, because for drama, it obviously went to Cate Blanchett for Tar, which she won, but going up against her, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Michelle Williams, Fabelmans, Viola Davis for The Woman King, and Olivia Colman for Empire of Light. I think in terms of the race so far for lead actress, it's sitting neck and neck. Cate Blanchett's kind of won a fair few. Michelle Yeoh's won pretty much the same. And I think Danielle Deadwyler for Till's won a few along the way, but she obviously wasn't nominated here. But that makes it super interesting. I think coming to Oscar season, it'll probably be between them two going for it, which, as I said, still yet to see Tar. I think booked in to see that next Thursday, I believe. So catch our review then. I'll let you know what we think about the performance at that stage. But I'm super excited for it. I've heard great things. Excited for, obviously, the Oscar race. I do think Michelle Yeoh is starting to gain momentum with a couple of the last wins, but still a long way to go. The best actor for drama was an interesting one. So we've got Jeremy Pope for The Inspection, which I don't think's got an Australian release at this stage. Hugh Jackman for The Sun, which is also the same. Bill Nighy Living, which I have seen, which I really enjoyed. I thought he was fantastic in that. Brendan Fraser for The Whale, and then Austin Butler for Elvis, which Austin Butler did end up winning, and I do think his performance is fantastic, but it is actually his first win of the award season. Brendan Fraser has been kind of, as I said before, with the split up in the comedy musical and then the drama aspect. Brendan Fraser's been winning a lot. For The Whale, I have yet to see it. I know he chose not to go to the Golden Globes for previous reasons, which don't know if there's something at play there in terms of why he potentially might not have got an award. I haven't seen it, so as I said, I can't really comment, but that also makes the best actor race really interesting, because there's kind of, obviously we've got Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Austin Butler for Elvis, and then Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, which he won for Best Actor, Musical or Comedy, which I was definitely rooting for. I thought his performance was absolutely fantastic, but he was going against Adam Driver for White Noise, which I thought he was fine in Diego Calva for Babylon, still yet to see Daniel Craig for Glass Onion, which I thought he was fantastic, and then Ray Fiennes in The Menu, which similar thing. Colin Farrell's kind of the one performance that kind of really stands out there. It's such a nuanced performance, and I'm kind of rooting for him to win. That performance really stuck with me. It's hard to say just because I haven't seen The Whale. That's a similar thing. I think it comes out in a few weeks, so feel free to come back to the channel and check our review on that. The Banshees of Inisherin did win the best film for musical or comedy, going up against Babylon, Glass Onion, Triangle of Sadness, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, along with best film drama, which went to The Fabelmans, which we've reviewed both of these films. Fabelmans I absolutely adored. It went up against Top Gun Maverick, Tar, Elvis, and Avatar: The Way of Water. Similar thing, this is what I was saying, like it makes it a super interesting award season, especially for Best Picture. Obviously, with the Golden Globe splitting it makes it a bit funny. But the fact that Banshees beat out Everything's Everywhere All at Once is surprising, because Everything Everywhere All at Once has really gained momentum, and it's actually won probably, I think at this stage, more Best Pictures than the Banshees, which obviously they were both in the comedy thing. But it was also interesting to see the Fabelmans win, because I think Tar's been winning a few Best Pictures along the lines, and the Fabelman is probably the first one that I've seen it actually win from memory. So it makes it, as I said, makes it super interesting, because there's really kind of 4 films there that have been winning, gaining momentum, that you could really potentially see win the Best Picture. And it's, to be fair, it's similar with the Best Director, which is the last, I guess, category I'll go through, which nominated was James Cameron for Avatar, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schneid, I think, for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Baz Luhrmann for Elvis, Mike McDonough for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, who won, which I don't have any disagreements with, because I absolutely adored Fabelmans. I think he directed the shit out of that film. But if we're going based off what's previously been winning in terms of the awards race, the Daniels have been kind of winning everything along the way. Like Banshees of Inisherin's won a few. I think Steven Spielberg's won 1 or 2 along the way. But the Everything Everywhere has won about, I think, 20 Best Pictures at all the Film Critics Association's awards for across the line. But even Todd Field for Tars, I think, won 4 or 5. So, I mean, going into the Oscars, like in terms of Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Picture, Best Director, it's super exciting, because usually every year you can kind of, I guess, pinpoint who will win at this stage in the year. I don't know when and I think the nominations get announced next week or so. So super interesting time for any, obviously, film lover, and if you're into the Oscars or Golden Globes or anything like that, it's probably the most exciting one I can remember. And it's a bit hard to comment, I guess, what I would prefer to win or what I'm vying for, because I haven't necessarily seen everything. Come 2 weeks' time, I've got Babylon next Monday. I would have seen The Whale and Tar. So that's kind of, I guess, everything ticked off the list in terms of performances and films. And so it's probably something I can sort of comment on when we do the reactions to the nominations. Obviously, I think at early Feb, the actual Oscars are. But other than that, super exciting race. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you are interested, let us know who you want to win, who you're surprised by that won for the Golden Globes, or who you want to win for the Oscars. But other than that, feel free to sub, let us know, and we'll catch you next time.